There's a specific move called lay on hands,
Yeah.
and I like to call it touching myself.
Oh my.
And so I do a lot of touching myself and touching other people.
And that is what they actually put in McWeb. Disturbing, right?
No, that's disgusting.
Oh hey, we're rolling! Hi, my name's Ben Lasser, and this is On a Roll, where I talk to D&D players about their favorite in-campaign memories. I'm here with my friend right now, Norm Burt. He's a very funny comedian, actor, filmmaker. And here's the thing, normally I like to start off with a little bit of banter, but before each interview, my interviewee usually sends me a bit of background about the character. And Nolan's has been my favorite so far, so I wanted him to begin by reading it. But first, look at that. He took the time to capitalize the P as if it was in the storybook, even though I was going to be the only one reading it. If that's not professionalism, I don't know what is.
So let me tell you the tale of Peter the Dragonborn.
Yes.
Peter the Dragonborn is a paladin soldier whose oath of vengeance to kill the dragons that massacred his family may consume his soul. Peter came from a land where dragons ruled both the mountains and the sky. To dragons, the Dragonborn were seen as a humanoid abomination that could be toyed with, ordered, or even murdered on sight. So, as a new breed of rulers began to infest the earth, the Dragonborn fought for the dragons in the hope of one day being honored alongside the Dragon Lords of history. However, Peter's mother and father felt that they shouldn't have to fight and die along a class of creatures whose greed and cruelty would lead them to the demise of their own both races. They were the first to join the humans and the other races in an alliance that would eventually see the Dragonborn freed from their ancient servitude. In the process, bringing the dragon race from the once feared fire-breathing to endangered of non-existence. In peace times, a rain of fire would incinerate a small plot of land with a single home. A child would push his way out of a hidden room blocked by the charred remains of his parents. He would eventually become a soldier in the Paladin army, tasked with the protection of all kinds. However, deep inside, his hatred for a single race might outweigh his oath as a guardian to all. Also based on the 1977 film Pete's Dragon.
So I read that for the first time. That last time made me double take, because I'll be honest with you, Noam, I've actually never seen Pete's Dragon.
Me either.
Oh, okay, this is going to be interesting. I was going to say, from what I understand about Pete's Dragon, I don't remember any revenge plots or ethnic cleansing, and, again, it's old school Disney, so they might have something like that.
It's snuck in there somewhere.
But can you tell me how that, like, saying of, like, creative thinking in your brain meant to create, like, weird kids movie to, like, this very tragic story?
So, I love tragedy.
Yeah.
And, tragedy and comedy go hand in hand.
Mhm.
Like, they're connected. When we first developed our D&D game, it was during the pandemic. It was the height of the pandemic, and a group of friends who we had played with prior, they were like, hey, let's start this game. And I wanted to make a Dragonborn paladin.
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard dragon, the first thing that came to mind was Pete's Dragon. And so I just took the name and what I saw, and I made a story from there. I think it's deep in there somewhere. It's in the context.
This is the context.
It's in the context.
Walt Disney, it was secretly the dragon.
Oh yeah, definitely. And they ruled the land and they enslaved a race, and then things flipped on its end. It's in there. I just don't look it up. I wanted to balance them between this oath of protection and but he also has an oath of vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
So he's good, but then he's also kind of chaotic in a way.
I cherish peace with all my heart. I don't care how many men, women, and children I need to kill to get it.
And how do your other party members, do they like push you more towards the vengeance stabby angle, or do they push you more towards the protecting good guy angle?
Oh, definitely more to the protecting good guy, because they're the ones grabbing all the treasure and getting us killed, and so I'm the only one who can. So there's a specific move called lay on hands,
Yeah.
And I like to call it touching myself.
Oh my.
And so I do a lot of touching myself and touching other people. And just to kind of like...
Sometimes the touching on yourself kind of spreads to other people.
Exactly. So sometimes I gotta give myself a little rub, and then I'll give someone else a little rub until I'm done, until I'm empty. And so...
Oh my.
So I do a lot of that.
And how land hands work, you can just rub it yourself, you can like give a little bit to everyone.
Yeah, so I have at least a pool of, at the moment, 20 points to give or to give to myself or to give to other people. And so I usually do a lot of giving.
It's funny because dick jokes.
I give a lot of rubs. Lots of rubs.
Oh my.
I think there's one attribute where if I roll a 1 or 2 on an attack roll, I think it's greater weapon.
Oh, but weapon fine, yeah.
If I roll a 1 or a 2, I get to re-roll. But let's be real, like if I'm rolling ones, it's that type of day.
It's either you get 20s all day or 1s all day. I went from like pure like rationality, like okay, everything is the equal amount, to like pure gambler's fallacy.
Yeah.
And D&D did that to me.
Yeah, I love those ones where you like roll high on you roll high on something like an initiative, like a bullshit roll of like, okay, so how dexterous are you right now? 20. I'm like, oh, good.
Well, my paladin Boney, like the last nat 20 I followed was like just to follow footprints. Like something the DM probably would have given me with a 10, you know? Like, and not like, I can never get that orc brutal critical, and that always annoys me.
Real quick question to ask a question of you. Do you roll physical dice or do you roll on computer?
Oh man, let me show you. I might have a problem.
Oh wow!
Open up, dude.
Wow. This is a beautiful bag, by the way.
It
If I reached my hand in here, there wasn't.
You reach your hand in and nothing comes out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay.
Well, whenever I'm in a local game store, I feel like I want to at least give something, because heaven knows the failure on the able to keep the lights on. So, you know, I sometimes drop like a few bucks on.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And how do you like the physical roll? I feel it's always at least a little bit more exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Than the computer roll, because I feel like the computer cheats.
Well, the computer certainly cheats, and it's like playing poker online. Yeah, you can, but it's not the same without the tactile part.
Yeah, very true.
So, early on, Pete discovered the full body dragon. Tell me how that went. Like, this was what, level 1?
Yes, so this was early on. We're literally in a town that I cannot remember because we've since left that town for a long time.
We're just called the Triumph now.
Yeah. And so we're walking around, and I'm getting the things that I think I need to travel into a nearby castle. There's a group of, I think, red scarf thieves that one of our members used to be a part of, and now she's not. So we're kind of walking through, and they mentioned that there's this cave that has, it's just full of gold.
Okay.
And so, we're like, well, yeah, let's go in and find this treasure. It's for day 1. Let's go to the cave. Let's go get some money. And so we walked into this cave, with a big dick in a locker room, just ready to swinging, ready to go. And underneath the gold is just a giant dragon. We were like, let's fuck this thing up. Yeah. So I'm, of course, I haven't mentioned that, as a Dragonborn, I despise dragons. Yeah. I hate them. Yeah. So, I have my breath weapon. And the first thing they want me to use is my breath weapon. It's specifically lightning. And so, I go to use this breath weapon. We roll for initiative. Yeah. I am low on the totem pole. And I'm like, oh, that's great. And so I can't use my breath weapon if other people are around because they're going to get affected. So I'm like, well, I moved myself to the side a little bit to get a better angle. I go to use my breath weapon. I'm level 1. This breath weapon means nothing to this dragon. And so I blow my little lightning. It's like, what? And it literally just swipes me down. Just one strike. I'm I think at the time we had 30 hit points. I am down on the ground. I have enough hit points to touch myself, so I'm just in the goal, just rubbing myself, just like, come on, and come back up, swipes me down again.
How'd you get out?
Funny story, the DM let us walk out. Like,
How
he
come?
was like, so here's where the crossroads are. You can all either die on your first mission and start all the way over and make new characters, or I'll give you this opportunity to leave where you are now. You were not allowed to take anything. Everything you use is gone. You're allowed to walk out. And so, because we had spent literally days building these characters and getting them right and making sure everything's okay, we walked out. And we still have yet to return to go see that dragon. Like, that is coming up now. We're at level 9 now. We've gone through, we've had experiences, and so now we're going back to see that dragon, and I hope you fuck it up.
Scorched earth, motherfucker! I will massacre you! I will fuck you up!
Everyone watching at home, please send your good vibes.
Right, please.
Okay. Do you know who this dragon is? Do you have a name for him? Does D&D have any connection to Pete?
So, no connection at the moment. I do know that he's a gold dragon.
Okay.
So that with the races of dragons, I'm on blue dragon, so specifically focused on lightning. I don't like all the other colored. Actually, I don't like dragon races, but also don't like the other colored dragons.
Yeah.
So I only know that it is a gold dragon, and I'm not a fan. Yeah.
So when Peter, when you're role playing against a dragon, do you make any decisions different than if it was like some random bandit who you never met?
Definitely, only because with Peter, he has kind of this ulterior oath of I won't hurt you unless you hurt me or my friends. So I won't actually try to kill you unless you try to attack us. And so with the dragon, it's definitely like a kill thing because of that past. But with any other creatures, they kind of have to hit first. It's really dangerous. But that's kind of how I go.
I'm not sure if this is going to be posted by the time you have your battle or not. The only thing slower than organizing D&D games is actually editing. So it's 50-50 if I get this out in time, but tell me right now, what's your battle plan? But we're going to just call this Dragon Bob for now.
Yeah.
What's your plan for fucking up Bob?
Well, so to fuck up Bob, at least my initial goal is, because we have a rogue.
Yeah.
So the rogue is probably going to come in and attack first and then hide.
Mm-hmm.
My goal is to literally, like, at first, when I first went in, I went in to ask questions.
Yeah.
I wanted to know some answers. If they knew dragons that had fucked up my family before, I had questions to ask. I'm not asking questions this time. So I'm going in, I'm just going to blow fucking lightning straight in his eye. That's the first goal. If I can roll that well, then I'm going to take it. And then it's just going to be a mixture of elemental, like, spells, weapon attacks. I get 2 weapon attacks for 1 turn. A lot of bonus actions being thrown out. I'm definitely going to lay on a Hunter's Mark right after I get out. Like, right after whatever I do, I'm going to pop on a Hunter's Mark and go from there. So it's going to be a lot of tactical stuff now, because I know I at least know what Peter can do now.
Yeah.
So.
Is this your first paladin?
Yeah.
I'm playing my first paladin. You don't realize everything they can do.
Yeah.
Like, you think, like, paladins, I think I heard my previous guest, like, compare them to, like, Prince Charming from Shrek. You think they always have to be these good guys. No, like, a paladin can be a messed up guy.
Well, so for part of the journey, I had to carry this axe. I forgot what the axe's name was, but if I had bonded with it, it would pretty much eat my soul.
Okay.
But so I wanted to find a place to destroy it. But to destroy it, I had to carry it, which it continued to slowly eat my soul as I did it. So I've since destroyed it, but I think part of my soul went with it.
Okay.
So I'm still trying to figure out how good I still am now. So it's a work in progress.
Do you have any temptation to keep it? I mean, if you find a dragon that kills your parents, that'd be a good thing to have around.
It's gone now. I did have a temptation at one point, but the axe that I currently use is a weapon of warning.
Okay.
So it lets me know if something's going to happen a little bit beforehand.
Okay.
So I've definitely bonded with that. So I don't, but it's like I said, it's been since destroyed, and then I destroyed the creature that destroyed it. So
So there's fancy possibly destroyed it.
yeah.
Have you have any? Has Peter gotten any leads from the dragon that killed his parents, or is it?
No.
No.
I feel like that'll be deeper in the journey. There may be a moment where I decide to actually ask this dragon some type of question and see if I can get to that answer. But I feel like at this point, my oath of vengeance is a little too much to.
Yeah.
I'm not have the time.
Well, in my experience, asking people questions, you forget the answers a lot more once you hit with an action.
Oh yeah, of course. Like it's gonna have at least one less eye.
Revenge is a very not only in just fiction generally, but in D&D, it's revenge is a very common motivation. You know, the classic rogue, nobles kill my parents and try and get back at them. What's your advice for wanting to play a revenge arc? Because you don't want to like completely ignore it, because that's a cool motivation, but you don't want to be like edgelord. I was left in the streets at a young age.
Yeah. I've had a very hard time to remind myself of this, like of Peter having this revenge. But it's kind of nice that it's central to one thing that when you need it, it pops back up. So like when I'm fighting or dealing with anyone else, it's not really any of my concern. But when I hit the dragon or when I know that that's connected and associated, and so I've never really mixed it with anything else. So I think you should associate your revenge with something specific, because no matter what, when you hit that specific thing, you'll remember what that revenge is.
Like Peter has personality outside of revenge. Like,
Exactly.
hey Peter, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Vengeance.
So outside the revenge quest, what's Peter like?
So Peter's main goal was to protect as many people as he could. Like ultimately, he gathered with a group of people to seek out to help other people, and in that he's been changed a little bit in the sense of what he can't protect everyone, even the people he's fighting he can't protect. So sometimes he does have to destroy things, and so he's weighing that between protection and destruction and where he fits in that. So
Let's say if you ever meet the dragon that kills Pete's parents, or like a connection, can I get your best revenge speech?
ooh.
So I know I'm putting you on the spot. It's nice to know you
yeah,
can think of it for
yeah.
30 seconds and that.
So it'll probably be something along the lines of, like, because I feel like there'll be a build up, and there'll be a moment where I'm like, it was you. And so I do imagine him going Super Saiyan, even though it's not possible. Like him just screaming and there being like yellow lights, and he's like, there'll be lightning that like shoots out of his eyes. Because actually so we play on Roll20, and my character picture is a Dragonborn with a lightning halo around it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I know, it was great. I was so happy I found it. So like I'm hoping like this beautiful lightning halo comes in, and I just dragon breath the fuck out of him. But before I do, I'm like, you're going to pay for the suffering of my family. Like it'll be a beautiful speech when it happens.
Now fuck politics, fuck religion, fuck philosophy, fuck economics.
Okay.
This is the real controversial question that's going to get downvoted.
Exciting.
Do Dragonborns have tails?
No.
Not yours.
Because tails are an abomination. They're connected to actual dragons.
Well, what's your DM's name?
So we call our DM Dad God.
Dad God?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Dad God. You might think you're prepared with Bob the Golden Dragon, as we've decided. You're not ready for Peter. They're coming for you.
That was the best wrestling promo. Like that was perfect. That was spot on.
Thank you. So, is there anything else you want to say about Peter, about Dungeons and Dragons, about anything in the Dawn War before we wrap up here?
Oh, I mean, hopefully it's just been a fun thing to do with the past year. So, and I love the story aspect of it because then I get to be lost in my own like crazy story and then connect with other people's stories, which is fun. So, it's a good time.
Anything you want to plug before we wrap up here?
Ultimately, there you can check me out on Just Norm on Instagram if you want to. There's stuff there. I'll plug Harold Ramis Film School, Second City Film School, Liechtenstein, Jack Newell, Field. Other than that, like, it's just enjoy content. Go see shows.
Yeah, have fun.
Go see things.
Go see things. Free Guy's supposed to be really good. I'm going to see that eventually. Please subscribe to Honorable on YouTube. And in conclusion, children's movies need to dock revenge arcs. Few final questions that let you get out here because it is so hot in Chicago right now, guys. It's so damn hot in Chicago.
I blame it on the dragon.
Oh, 100% the dragons.
Yeah. Fucking fire breathers.